Experience Cyclone Filter Cleaner, the smarter, faster way to clean your pool filter. Tired of slow and messy filter cleaning that leaves your back hurting? Cyclone Filter Cleaner changes that. Now you can clean 4 filters in 15 minutes. Designed by pool pros, its spinning action reaches deep into every pleat without you bending over. Just connect your hose, slide the filter on, and watch the magic happen. Clean smarter, faster, and easier with Cyclone Filter Cleaner.
Hey Pool Pros, tired of roasting under the sun in gear that doesn't hold up? Revved Up Apparel has your back with SPF protected apparel made for the Pool Pro. Want to stand out from the competition? Done. No minimum orders, no inventory stress. We handle the design, posting, printing, and fulfillment, so you can focus on the grind. Whether you're a single pooler or managing a whole fleet, this is how you gear up smart and stay sharp. Check out RevvedUpApparel.com. Built for the Pool Pro. Designed for the proud.
Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
This episode is brought to you by Skimmer. Trusted by over 30,000 pool service pros across North America, Skimmer software helps you save time, grow revenue, and boost your 5-star reviews. Whether you're just starting out or owning the market, Skimmer's easy-to-use tools and expert support have you covered. Upgrade your business in 2025 with Skimmer. Visit getskimmer.com/tip of the day to try Skimmer for free for 30 days.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, and listen to the big homie Pete the Pool Guy. Dropping game, keep it real, put the knowledge on deck. From backyard pools to collecting them checks. Ain't no gimmicks, no stress, just some free flow talk. Breaking bread, building up, gotta walk that walk. From the chlorine to the hustle, every move got a plan. If you work it the right way, you can level up, man. Pool Foo Podcast, let's vibe. Game so deep, let's ride. From the valley to the masses, we know. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow. Pool Foo Podcast, let's vibe. Game so deep, let's ride. From the valley to the masses, we know. Let it flow, let it flow, let it flow.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pool Foo Podcast, where we dive into the real stories behind people keeping pools clean, clear, and thriving. I'm your host, Pete the Pool Guy. You already know, and today I got someone who's out there doing it right. That's Kim from Tried and True Pool Company. She's not just running a solid service. She's building something with heart, integrity, and hustle. We're going to talk about how she got into the industry, the challenges she's faced, and what it means to run a pool business that lives up to its name, Tried and True. Welcome to the pod, Kim.
I appreciate you having me on.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. For a Sunday, chilling. Getting ready for the storm this week.
Oh, wait, you guys got a storm coming up or what?
I think we do have some rain coming in.
Oh, wow. Gotcha.
But every day in the pool industry is a quiet storm.
There you go. Well, thanks so much for being on here with us. All we want to do is get to know you, get to know your story, how you got into the pool industry, and with your story, people get to learn. And if this is something that they're interested of doing, or if they're already in the pool industry and are trying to look for tricks or tips or anything else like that, they could probably learn from your story. How does that sound?
That sounds perfect.
All right. So let's start from the beginning. How did Tried and True Pool Company start?
Let's see. This Tried and True Pool Company has been a thing. June 16th of this year made 3 years. But what got me started was I had been in the food industry for years. And then I got into the furniture business, refinishing furniture after my mother, after my dad passed away. Just trying to find my niche, trying to find my calling. Didn't work. It is what it is. So I posted on Facebook, looking for a first shift job, no restaurants. This is when it was actually hard to find a job, not nowadays where everybody's hiring, but looking for a first shift job, no restaurants, no weekend, because my oldest son played baseball. So I was at every game. I was at every practice. And someone messaged my husband that he went to school with them and said, hey, is your wife interested in this job? And she went into detail, but she never said pool cleaning. Mm-hmm. So she reached out to me and she was like, how do you feel about working outside? And I was like, I've never worked outside. I enjoy being outside on my own terms, but not like 9 hours a day. And she was like, well, you get paid and you get a tan at the same time. I was like, right. Sign me up. So I went to my interview, talked with the operations manager, and from there, they hired me on. I was told that it was 4 weeks training. It turned into 1 week training because 2 of the other employees quit. And I got set out. They threw me out to the wolves the following week. Now, granted, I barely knew how to use a test kit. I did not know what none of these chemicals were. So I felt like all the odds were against me. So I went out.
So after 1 week?
1 week.
So you got to tell me about the training process in 1 week.
So come to find out, this girl that had me hired, this was more like a sabotage job. Like she was wanting to be up on the upper end. So the more people that fell off, the closer she got to the top.
Okay.
So after going out on my own, the first week I called my husband and I was like, listen, I'm not a quitter, but it ain't for me. This is not for me. The snakes, the frogs, the dogs that are biting, like, because people around here don't put their dogs up. And I was like, I don't think I can do it. And he was like, I've never known you to be a quitter. And it snapped. I said, okay, you know what? Bet. I'm just going to figure it out. That's all I can do at this point. So I went out my first week on my own, and it was initiation. There was only 3 hammerheads, and I was the 4th person in the vehicle. Nobody was giving up their hammerhead. So I had a hose, a vacuum head, and a pole in the back of a Chevy HHR.
Old school.
Old school.
Old school cleaning.
10 pools that day. Here in the South, our smallest pool is 25,000 gallons. And that's residential.
Wow.
That they go up. So
that's the equivalent of what? 2 pools out here?
Well, see, and that's a lot. I talked to a couple people from Florida. I even talked to a guy on TikTok from Australia. And their normal size pool, like a normal pool, is about 9,000 gallons. And we've got trees. We've got all the elements there. They're not caged pools, which I don't knock the Florida guys. They've got a tough industry down there. It's cutthroat. They're saturated.
Right.
Here, it's a little different. So I went out. I set out after I got my HHR loaded, not my truck. And 10 and a half hours later, I showed back up at the shop. Everybody was gone. Everything was locked up. And I was like, dude, I can't. I did that for 3 weeks. And at that point.
Meaning you were the last one to finish.
Oh, yeah. There was no teamwork. There was no teamwork at all.
There was no hey, I got 4 more pools. Let's spread them out between the team.
Nope.
Gotcha.
No teamwork at all. So that was kind of frustrating in itself. But I stuck with it. And then after sticking with it, I realized that everything that I was trained was completely wrong. Every pool was cookie cutter. Add this, this, and this. Add this, this, and this. It was the same song and dance at every pool. And then I realized my pools were going green. I was having issues with my systems. It was always something. And as technicians, maintenance technicians, we didn't do service. I didn't learn service till I was 3 years in. I didn't even know how to break down a cartridge filter because we had different positions. But a year into this job, I took lead tech, which was the girl that got me hired. 18 months, about 19 months into it, I took the guy's job that hired me, the operations manager. So I overseed everything, the training, 250 clients a week, 250 weekly accounts that we had.
And this is after how long?
About 18, 19 months.
Gotcha.
So, but I went home and I did a lot of my own homework. I did a lot of digging. Here where I'm at, every region's different. I don't have to be CPO certified. I am because I chose to be. I don't do any commercial accounts, but the knowledge is there and it's nice to have it. And
right.
I actually did my CPO with Rudy, which is, he's the
awesome.
man when it comes. Yes, love him. Some people love him, some people don't. Like his latest TikTok, like cracked me up before me and you connected. Like it was bomb. About magic erasers and copper.
Yeah.
But I did a lot of digging into it, and then that company sold, and the new owners, it was more about money than it was the services we were providing. So I was like, you know what? We butted heads a lot. I went on to the next company. So the next company, I went straight in as route manager. I worked at the first company for almost 3 years. The second company I worked at for about a little over about 2 years and a month. And, man, I just got so tired of working so hard because a lot of business owners out there, and it's very far and few in between. And I get it, they operate their business from a desk or from vacations or wherever. So I felt like at the end of the day, I was responsible for everything, which I was. And if it failed, that was on me.
Do you feel there's like a disconnect from the owners and the actual technicians that are out on the field?
Oh, 100%. 100%. If you haven't been out in the field in years and you're just, puppet master pulling strings and waiting for these, I use Skimmer like you do. I love the app.
Mm-hmm.
They're great, but they would wait for these pictures to come in, which sometimes there's a delay on them if your phone's not syncing or doing
reception, all that good stuff.
And then it would be like, well, this client called back. I need you to send so-and-so back to that pool. And I was like, what for? And they was like, well, it doesn't look like the steps were brushed off. And I was like, dude, it's been 3 hours since we've been there and it's winds outside.
Right.
So we, his wife, the owner's wife, was like,
wait, hold on. He said it looks like the steps haven't been brushed. Was he going based off of the photo or was he going based off what the client said?
So the client called in and then he went based on the photo. But to be honest with you, the technician that he was calling about took crappy photos to begin with.
Gotcha.
The pool was running. A lot of mine are Jandy because I'm a Jandy Service Pro. I've got them on Aqualink. I'll cut the pool off about 5 minutes before I get there. Let everything settle. That way I can get the stillest pictures I can get. That way we can see all we can see.
That's actually a great idea.
Yeah. So it's just that way. Skimmer's good for the client, but it's also there for us as business owners.
Right.
We can't.
It's there to cover your butt. It's there. Honestly, they'll cover your butt. You got you get rid of the. Were you here? Did you clean my pool? You got pictures. I was there.
Absolutely. And the biggest thing, and that's what I tell everybody in this industry, CYA is not just a chemical that we check for. It is covered your. So I finally got to the point where I was like, these people are out there cleaning 15, 16 pools a day solo. They don't have partners. You're beating them up over something that came through 3 hours later. What are we doing here? So I ultimately left that company. I still talk to both business owners to this day, but the third company I went to, this is why tried and true became tried and true. So the third company I went to, come to find out it was YouTube mechanics, which granted, YouTube's a great thing. I've had to go on there and search for where's the so-and-so on my JXI.
Right.
But utilizing it for everything you do is not the answer. If you're a business owner and you're charging people premium pricing every single day.
Right.
So they sent me out to this client's home. Now, I'm a sucker for old people. I am. And
Yeah, me too.
yeah, you know,
They get me.
our
They get
price,
me every time.
our pricing is our pricing, but sometimes you wiggle. And we can do that as
Yeah.
business owners.
Yeah.
So she had lost her husband 2 months prior. So she's a widow. She's in her 80s. She called the company that I worked for and said, hey, my pump's not working. So they asked her to send pictures. She's 80 years old. Technology's not her friend. So she goes out there and takes pictures. They quote this pump, which was a Jandy E-Pump 2.7, not the cheapest pump in the book.
Right.
So they sent the quote, had her approve it, and I was supposed to go lay eyes on it, which I've never heard of doing it like that. But I was going to then go lay eyes on it to make sure that it was the correct pump, voltage, all that.
Gotcha.
Well,
it's kind of like, why didn't they do that in the beginning while they were there? Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and as a pool technician or working around pools, you hear the pump, you hear different things, you get used to it. So I'm hearing the pump, and you can hear it in and out. The water sounds like it's moving, but it's not moving, and it's making a high-pitched sound, but it's not the bearings. So I was like, I know that sound. It's leaf season. Impeller. First thing that popped up in my head. So I go cut the system off. The basket's broke. It's got a split in it. I was like, okay, there we are. And then I reached my hand back in there and turned the impeller. And it's clogged. That's all it was. So I told her, I was like, just call the office, get them to order you a pump basket for it. That's all that was wrong with it. She said, what do I owe? She said, what do I owe? I said, just call the office and they'll square it away with you. I got out of that driveway, and before I got 5 minutes down the road, the owner called me. And she was like, that's not how we do business. You just, cost us X amount of dollars. I said, do you realize that was somebody's grandmother? She just lost her husband. She was like, Kim, she lives in a $3 million home. I said, it didn't matter. She lived in a shack. Right's right, wrong's wrong.
Right's right, wrong's wrong.
So at that moment, I called my husband, Jeremy, and I said, I've never been one to quit a job without having a job. I said, I'm just letting you know I'm quitting my job. He was like, Kim, we've got bills. We've got all this stuff. Like, you can't just quit a job. I was like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm telling you, I'm going to figure it out. And he was like, do what you got to do. And I called the owner. I said, look, I quit. I can't do this. This isn't for me. I said, I think I'm going to start my own company. She said, well, you signed a non-compete. I said, where I'm at, non-competes really don't even matter. If it's the way that you make a living and part of your trade, it is what it is. And we're in different states.
Right.
So I was going down the road, and
it's not like you were going to go after her clients.
No.
You're going to start something new, something fresh, something out of the area. So she's got nothing to worry about. That non-compete is more for like, I'm going to be right next door to you, or I'm going to start calling your clients and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
So, and I'm not that type of person. So I dropped the phone off, dropped the work phone off, dropped the truck off, got my stuff, and I just stopped and I just left. And I called my husband. I mean, I was crying. And
did you explain to her that though? Did you explain the reason was the integrity, the fact that you're trying to sell a pump to a client that doesn't need a pump?
I told her, I said, that's what's wrong with the industry. That's why the company struggles so bad. So this company wasn't actually established or a company till after COVID. So they got the after COVID market where everybody was getting a pool. Where most of us that are still around were in it before COVID. So you saw the shift and the change in companies and integrity and all this. It was a money grab. So I called my husband, and I mean, I was crying, and it wasn't because I quit my job. I was like, I have never in my life felt so defeated. And he was like, so what is it? He said, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to start my own company. He said, today. I said, today by 6 o'clock, I will be a company. I just got to come up with a name. And I was going down the road and talking to myself, and my anxiety kicks in, and I pull off to the side of the road. And I sit there and I'm like, I have tried so hard in this industry as a woman, as a technician, as a mechanic, as whatever you want to call it. I have tried so hard, and I've stayed true to myself this entire time. Money's never, impressed me. Promotions never impressed me. Job titles never impressed me. And then it clicked. It was a light bulb. Tried and true. I tried and I stayed true to myself. So I went home and I got on Google and I typed in tried and true pool company. There wasn't not one tried and true pool company in the United States, not one. And I said, that's my name. I'm going with it. There's no other ones out there. It's not like
Done.
Precision Pool or
Right.
Squeaky Clean Pool that everybody's got. It's done. So, man, I had my business built up like I had been in it for 5 years. I had Skimmer plugged in. I had QuickBooks going. I had all this perfect foundation built. But
You came
clients.
with experience already. You came already knowing how to set up the business and how to run it. So that's a big plus.
Actually, no.
No?
No, I had to fake it till I made it, Pete. So I knew how to do my job and I knew how to do it well. But the business part of it is what scared me. The only thing that kept me from starting a company sooner was fear. That's all it was. The fear of failing, the fear of disappointing myself, because I am my biggest enemy and critic, disappointing my husband, disappointing my family. So it was fear. And I got to the point where my husband was like, look, if it fails, it fails. I'm like, failure's not an option, though. It's got to do something. It's got to take off. I'm going to give it 6 months. So I started the company June 16th. I pushed it on Facebook. I made a Facebook page. That's where all my business came from. Ran Facebook ads, whatnot. And I got my first client July 1st. So we're talking about almost 3 weeks. She's still my client till today. And I had my first client. I did a green to clean and a sand change. I'm like, okay. So I'm cleaning one pool a week. I only have an hour every week devoted to one client. And the next week,
that pool must have looked amazing.
It did. Let me tell you, I was throwing leaves in there and getting them back out.
You're like,
I was
ooh, man.
Couldn't tell me nothing. But it took probably that summer, so June through, let's say, September, I think I got up to about 7 clients. And I was like, balling, can't tell me nothing. Look at me, Ma. I made it. And so it started growing, and I told my husband, I was like, I'm going to do this as a single polar as long as I can, because I don't have the income to throw out at a technician, or because I know what my time's worth and my knowledge. Pay me for my knowledge, not my time. You know what I mean? And for 9 months, I did it by myself. And in those 9 months, I got up to 32 clients, just word of mouth. So I finally said, okay, we were getting calls for different things like liner replacements, new construction, pool schools, repairs, all this stuff. And I told my husband, I said, I can't do it alone. You're going to have to quit your job. And he was like, Kim, I am not quitting my job. I can't. I said, well, what about part-time? Let's meet in the middle. So he went to his boss and he was like, listen, I can work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday and Friday I have to have off. They were like, that's good. We can do that for you.
That's insane. That's because how long was he at his job, first of all?
He was in the industry. He was in fire protection, which is like sprinkler guys.
Gotcha.
So at that company, he was there for 6 years, but the industry in itself, 21 years.
And you told him, hey, I need your help. And he was like, all right, baby's calling. I got to respond.
So
I got to help out.
That first week, Sunday came around. He had to go to work Monday, then Sunday evening. So his first week of working with me Thursday and Friday, Sunday came along and we was eating dinner. And I was like, dude, you just got to quit your job. He said, Kim, I just went in there and asked me to part-time. He was like, no. He was like, I said, what's like this? You quit or I hire somebody. We can keep the money within our home or we can pay outside of it.
Right.
And he was like, Kim. So he went to his boss. He was like, I'm going to see if I can get more money and at least let you do this by yourself. So he went in. He was like, what about a raise? I've been doing this. He's there's only a few guys in South Carolina that can do underground pipe fitting, and he was one of them. So they gave him like a $4 raise and still part-time. all the benefits, everything. And he called me. He said they gave me a raise. And I was like, it's not good enough, though. Like, I need you. I don't need your raise. Like, I need you. He walked right back in the office, and he told me, he said, this is my 2-week notice. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Wow. So he walked
You're
back
like,
in
I
the
got a
office
dream and I need you to believe in this dream because we're going
right
to run
now.
it. We're going to go. We're jumping in. It's crazy
Yeah.
because you're talking about being in your car, anxiety kicks in. You don't know what you're going to do. And what was stopping you was fear. And when you made that decision of saying, I'm not going to let fear stop me, you literally dove head first. And it's like, oh, you're quitting your job too. We're going at this hard. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome.
So he quit his job, and man, we hit the ground running. And we took on, at the time, every little thing. We were the only people answering the phone because, I mean, now there's 2 of us. So I told him, I said, let's go to T-Mobile. I got to get you a work phone too. He was like, pump your brakes, pump your brakes. And I'm like, no, we got to do this together. You know, we got walkie-talkies on our watches, 10-4, 10-4, Jeremy, in and out. And, but it was, I mean, then my future daughter-in-law, so my oldest son is fixing to be engaged. And she asked me, she was like, do you need help? And I was like, if you want to help, let's help.
Right.
She started with me. So it was me and her, and Jeremy got big into leak detection. Like, that's his niche. So she went out and helped me clean these pools. We got up to about 45 pools a week. And we cleaned Tuesday through Friday. So Monday's flex day. Rain, errands, whatever we got going on. So finally, I looked at my youngest son, who's 17, and I said, you got to find a job. It's either you're going to work for us or you're going to go to McDonald's. McDonald's pays this, we'll pay this. Put him in a truck. I trained him. Brooke and him were with me for 6 months before I turned them loose on their own.
There
Which
you
is
go.
overkill. But
It is.
those are my kids.
But they knew
you know
what they
I mean?
were doing. When they were on
Right.
their own, they knew what they were doing.
So then my oldest son, my 21-year-old, came to work with Jeremy. So they were working together. And it's a whole family thing going on right now. And don't get me wrong, family businesses clash. My oldest son, he decided he didn't want to do pools. He was like, I want to do heavy equipment. So he left. My future daughter-in-law, she was like, listen, I don't want to do the cold during the wintertime because we do this year round.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay. So she left. So Ethan, my youngest son, and me were the only ones left, and Jeremy. So then we went and hired. We was like, okay, we got to hire outside the family. We're running out of kids. We don't have any more kids. They don't have, like, what are we going to do? So we hired a guy named Matt, who's still with us. And I mean, he's like a diamond in the rough. He's a great guy. He had some experience. And he's like an Energizer bunny. When that truck gets put in park, he's moving. He already knows what Jeremy's thinking. He's 2 steps ahead. So, and then my sister messaged me, and I was like, you know what? Let me give my sister a go. We're sisters. We hadn't talked in 2 years. This might be a bonding experience for us. And my sister has taken to it like a fish to water. She loves it. So now we're back to it being family again. Other than Matt. Matt might as well be family, though. So there's 6 of us now. And we clean. Like I told you, nothing's off limits. I'm an open book. We do 70 pools a week. Is that a ton? No. But it's manageable. I never wanted to be the biggest company. I wanted to be the best company in my town. I wanted to provide the best service. I wanted it to be when you called, I answered. You wasn't waiting on me for a week. Building that trust with a client means everything. I don't want a one and done client. I want a client that returns. I've given away more information than I've ever sent an invoice out for free. Because at the end of the day, when that person's pump goes down or the liner needs to be replaced, I want them to remember that person that helped them out and say, you know what, I got to give Kim a call. And it's been beneficial. So we're at 70 pools, and I decided, I got a wait list literally right here beside me, but I decided that was my stopping point this season. every year I want to grow a little bit more, but I want to perfect our ways as to our ability and within our control before we expand anymore.
Gotcha. What would you say that's been the hardest part about running your own business compared to working for another company?
Hardest part, discipline, self-discipline. When I first started this company, I was like, if I want to get started at 8, I'll get started at 8. If I want to get started at 12, I'll get started at 12. And then you realize that not every client can wait on you till 12 o'clock. So discipline, financially, time-wise. Financially was the biggest thing because you see the money rolling in. And then you got to stop and think for a second, like, man, that's a lot of money. But I don't get to keep it, though. I don't get to keep it. Like, I've got bills to pay. I got my distributor to pay for chemicals. I've got payroll. I've got this. I've got that. So I think the hardest part about it was working for myself and figuring out I knew for so long how to schedule other people and how to run their schedule and their routes and how to make it logistically as sound as I could and make the hours work where I kept them at 40 hours or less for, payroll purposes. But with me, I was like, it's tough when you go from working for a company to working for yourself because you know how to do the filter cleanings. You know how to do the motor swaps. You know how to test and balance. But you don't always know how to do the back end of it. Like, when do I pay my taxes? Do I stay at LLC? Do I move to an S Corp? What company do I go with as far as being affiliates? Jandy was hands down the ones I went with because that's who I knew from the beginning. That's who I trained with. Knowing when to grow, and at a speed and at a pace that you wasn't going to get burnout. Because the biggest thing, and it hit home, and I even said it on my TikTok story or my TikTok post that I posted about today, about doing this podcast with you. Your last podcast hit home about not giving up and about Rocky and Creed and this and that. And I was like, you know what? It makes so much sense because as a business owner, as an employee, I felt the burnout.
Right.
As a business owner, you almost can't get to that burnout phase because if so, it's not just you that goes down. It's everybody that depends on you financially. And when it's family, it's even more harder because how am I supposed to tell my sister, hey, I can't pay you this week because I was burnt out and I couldn't get out of bed.
How did you push through those hard times? What motivated you? Obviously your family, feeding your family. You got a lot of people depending on you, but what pushed you through it?
What pushed me through was the fear of failing, but knowing that bad moment or that bad day did not mean I had a bad life.
There it is.
And I say that to my kids all the time. Like, you had a bad day. You don't have a bad life. So I got to thinking to myself, I said, there's people in such worse positions than I am. I'm just physically and mentally and emotionally down right now. I'm going to come back though. But that's also part of the anxiety phase of it. Anxiety will beat you down and it will tire you and you're fatigued and, you're in go mode and it never shuts down. Your brain's never quiet. So after talking to my doctor medically and sitting down and, doing a little bit of soul searching, I was like, you got to snap out of it. You got this. You're only was at 2 years. You're 2 years in, we're right in the middle of peak season. You can't afford to be like this. You've got bills to pay. You've got people. I've got 2 boys that I want them to see what hard work does. The payoff, not the money, what you physically gain from it. I look every day. I live in a normal house. I've outgrown my space because of the business, but I'm working towards my forever home. That's what I'm working towards. some place where I could pull my truck into the driveway, and when I go online to hit that mortgage payment and hit make payment, it does not crush my heart. Because this is a very expensive hotel. This isn't home. Home is my husband. Wherever he's at, I'm at. But planting our roots. And I've explained to my kids, I'm the richest woman in the world, in my opinion. And they were like, you don't have that much money. I was like, it ain't about the money. It ain't about the money.
Right.
I get to wake up every day doing what I enjoy to do. I don't love it every day, because I'd be a liar if I told you that I love this every single day.
I don't love it right now when it's 115 degrees outside. I don't love it.
No.
My daughter says, like, man, she's like, Dad, how are you out there? I'm like, baby, you have to suck it up. The bad comes with the good. You got to take the bad as well. And going back to what you tell your kids about, you don't have what did you say? You don't have a bad day.
A bad day does not mean you had a bad life or you have a bad life.
I love that. Because I've always seen it as seasons. You might be having a bad time, but doesn't mean your whole day's ruined. It's just right now. It sucks. But you know what? In a couple of hours, it'll get better. It'll pass.
Oh,
yeah.
And it's part of the mental thing. Your brain is powerful. The mind is a powerful, powerful thing, an entity in itself. A lot of people have seasonal depression. I have seasonal anxiety. I don't do well when it's gloomy outside. My anxiety's up to here. I've got to be moving. When the sun's shining, I'm at my best. And with the heat, we're in the South, so we are Florida without Disney World, I call it. So it's
humidity.
The humidity's terrible here. You're sweating as you're standing there. We've got sweat rags on us. It's awful.
Yeah.
But like I tell my kids, I said, you know what? If I go back to the times where I thought it was the worst. So I had my oldest son when I was 15 years old. He's 21. I just turned 37. That was a hard time. Was it the worst time? No, because I made it through. And I always look back at those moments. By the time I was 18, I had 2 kids. By the time I was 21, I had 2 kids that were 6 years old and 3 years old. I worked 3 jobs. That was hard times. This is a bad day. And that's what I tell myself. This is just a bad day. Look, I made it through raising 2 kids. They didn't become convicts. They're not on drugs. They're not alcoholics. They're good kids. They're good people. I'm rich.
What more do you want?
Nothing else.
It's not about the material stuff, right?
The material or the money. And that's the part about this industry with certain people that they get lost in it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of money to be made in this industry. It's not going anywhere. Land is being cleared off. Homes are being built. Pools are being built. And those pools that are there need to be maintained. These people that we work for, they either work 9 to 5, they've got kids, they don't have time for the pool, or they're elders and they can't take care of the pool anymore. Or they just have the money and then they're like, I'm not taking care of it.
Right.
I'll call you every time something goes wrong. But staying humble throughout all this, and you always hear it, and I'm sure you hear it too, when people see the new tools and the new trucks and the new everything, must be nice.
Yeah.
90 to 100 hours a week. There's no way. I said 12 hours a day, 7 days a week outside. Then let's do our computer time. Let's do our invoices, our quotes, the
billing, all that good stuff.
All that. It is a very tolling job on you. It's not for the weak. And the biggest thing that really pushed me through this is I did not realize, because there are a few females, there's a lot of females around here that take care of pools. Not that own companies, though. I think there's 2 companies within 30-mile radius of me that the women own the companies, but they don't do the pools. The husbands take care of that. They're just the owners. So that was another big push for this, is if if he can do it, I can do it.
Right.
You're not going to sit there and tell me, I had one guy say, do you even know how to hold a screwdriver? Do you know the difference between a flathead and a Phillips head? And I mean, I get pretty heated out there. So I'll go to bat. But I mean,
you're fighting a different battle when it comes down to cleaning pools, because you're a female. So yeah, you're gonna get a lot of guys that just because they're guys, they feel they know more than you, but they don't realize the education and the experience that you have, with pools, with pool equipment.
Yeah, and here's the thing that I think nobody talks about. Pool cleaners, pool boys, pool girls actually have to know more than pool builders do.
Mm.
And that's especially around here, pool builders know nothing. They know nothing about chemistry. I've got good friends that are pool builders, and they'll tell you they know nothing about this crap. They know how to sell it. They know how to dig it. They know how to sub it all out. But when that client calls and has a maintenance question, look, I don't know. I have no idea.
A lot of pool builders, and that's a great source right there, is pool builders, because they will hire pool techs to do the startups and then to do the cleanings and all that, because like you said, their prime goal is to get the clients, build the pools, and move on to the next one.
That's it, with no intention of ever coming back. And that leaves us especially around here, and I can only speak for my area, it leaves pool companies that service and clean in a bind, because you're having to answer or fix problems that are pre-existing on a pool that's only a month old. So none of the pool companies around. So this is vinyl liner, fiberglass country where I'm at.
Gotcha.
Until you get to Charlotte. When you get to Charlotte, that's when you got your shotcrete, your gunite, your plaster pools. But none of those pool builders do their own startups. They're all subbed out to other pool companies. So that's an issue around here. So there's a lot of hands in the pot all the time.
And then when something goes wrong, it's the last one that had his hands on there, which is usually the pool guy.
Yep. So that's
they'll blame the pool guy. Yeah.
Like I said, I did a TikTok the other day, and it was a long one. It was 10 minutes long.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm a talker. Hey, listen, there ain't nobody in my passenger seat. We got to talk. We FaceTime.
We talking.
We talking. But me and the builder kind of went at it for a little bit, and my client asked me to be there. He's like, because I don't feel confident in my builder. I was like, you don't feel confident in the guy that you gave $175,000 to? He's like, no, I don't. He won't respond to my calls. He won't do this. He won't do that. Can you just be there and make sure that we're going over all this stuff? And I was like, sure. My intentions were great. I went in professional. I came out savage. I mean, I lost my cool. I had to apologize. I was verbally threatened by this pool builder. It was a whole thing. But I sat back and I told him, I said, I'm not trying to pull any kind of card, but you would never, if I was a male pool owner who owned this company maintaining, this wouldn't even be an argument right now. But it is because who I am and how I'm speaking, and I'm very confident in what I say.
I think also it has to do with like territorial, like the builders. It kind of sounds like I'm trying to put myself in his mindset, and it's like, kind of like, you're asking me all these questions. I'd be like, I ain't building a pool for you. I'm building a pool for the client. Why are you asking me questions? Right. So they get very defensive, and but it speaks volume to your customer service, because if the client trusts you enough to say, hey, I need you here to be able to talk to the pool builder for me, man, that speaks volume. You know what I mean?
And that's what I told him. I said, I'm not running around in a bikini every day. I'm fully dressed from head to toe. I come with knowledge. I come with respect. That's all I ask for in return. But to be told that you're only a pool girl who throws chemicals in a pool and cleans a pool. No, there's so much more to this side of the industry than what some people see. There's a lot. Like chemistry. Every chemical has a reaction on a different chemical in the pool. And they don't see that. Rudy has been a huge asset to me throughout the years of going back and him breaking it down. Now he can get nerdy with it. If you want to get nerdy with it, he
Oh,
could take it
yeah.
there. Like he's over
Yeah.
my head.
Which big shout out to Rudy and the
Yes.
Talking Pools podcast family, everybody else out there. Big shout out. I've always said, you want to learn chemistry, you want to learn, like you said, get nerdy with it. You got to listen to Talking Pools podcast
I
for
love it.
sure. Yeah.
I
yeah.
love it. I mean,
Rudy's
I
a
took it-
beast.
dude. He is unapologetically himself, and I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
He's an old head in the industry. He's been there, done that. He takes black algae specimens and he's showing us as pool professionals, you know, and John that works with him, the ancient pool warriors. I love it because as the newer generation coming into this, I never knew about alum, never knew anything about it. We knew flocking. We would flock the pool. I didn't realize alum would drop the CYA, could get rid of black algae, could do all this kind of stuff, this awesome stuff to pools. But I was so impressed with the CPO classes that I took his algae prevention and eradication course. That took it to the next level. I was like, I told my husband, I had the book in front of me, and I was like, dude, did you know that pools with pine trees with green needles are like, green needles are super acidic? That's what's wrong with our soil at our hunting club. And he was like, Kim, go to sleep. And I got this book beside me, like it's the Bible, reading it. I was like, I was like, oh my God, look at this. And he was like,
He's like, I'm just trying to go to sleep.
Yeah. He hates the chemistry part of it. And he'll tell a lot of people, like, if you want to take it to the next level and get nerdy, call my wife. If you just want to know how to put chlorine in your pool, I can walk you through that.
Right. Well, going back to the conversation of you and the builder, obviously you build trust with your clients that
Yes.
they have you there. So how do you build that trust?
Communication. Letting them know from Jump Street that I am not everybody's cup of tea. I'm not. I am very blunt. I am very transparent. I am very forward. In a good way. It comes from the best place in my heart, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're right if that's what you're looking for. If your CYA is high and you tell me that you're putting 8 tabs a week in your chlorinator and you've got a 20,000 gallon pool and your CYA is through the roof, you are the problem. And
Right.
they were like, no, you didn't. No, you are the problem. You are the problem.
Right.
And my husband used to get on me. He was like, Kim, you can't tell people that. I said, why? It's the truth. I'm not going to sit there and tell them any differently. Just because that inline chlorinator will hold 8 tabs doesn't mean we put 8 tabs in it. It's not like a gas tank that you fill up. Don't do that.
Right.
And so I built that trust and communicating. When they called, I answered and I reassured them. And that's why I kept my company as small as it is I want to be there, if not the same day, the very next day if you call me with an issue. So when they see me being responsive and letting them know that, hey, it's not really a big deal. Yes, the pump's loud. The bearings are going bad in it. We can hear it. But I know financially, because our clients, some of them are vulnerable. Some of them will tell them, look, I don't have X amount of dollars to replace that pump right now.
And you're like, hey, well, then put up with the noise.
And I'll tell them,
just put up with the noise.
hey, let's run it till you can't run it no more.
Yeah.
When it shuts down, then but just so you know, this is what we're looking at. Just be prepared for it. And they'll say, well, Kim, how long could it last? It could be brake lights. When you see my brake lights, it could go out. Or it could last till next Christmas, which is 12 months away. I don't know. We don't know. I said, but I'm the type that if it's not broke, don't fix it. If
Right.
it doesn't bother you, in HOAs, yeah, I can see where you have to do something. But when you're
Right.
out here in the country in the sticks, just run it. Just let it run. Once it goes out, call me. These pumps stay in stock. If not, I have one in stock at all times. We can get in and out and get you back up and running. And they appreciate that, because they was like, wow, she didn't even come out here and do a service call. Like, she just took my call and was like, listen, I'm not going to waste your time and you're not even taking my money. Like, you won't even take a service call. You're just telling me, look, it's fine. Just run it till you can't run it. You're saving me.
What are your opinions on pool guys? I don't want to say penny pinch, but I mean, if they have to go, they'll charge. If they did this, they'll charge everything. They charge for everything, which is their right, because they don't do things for free. But what are your thoughts on that?
I believe every situation's different. So my weekly clients, if they call me with an issue, I do not charge to go out there. And I actually give them a discount, for a 10% discount for staying on year round. So if we've got to replace a filter and a pump, I add it all up, go into Skimmer, do the 10% discount, and give it to them for being loyal to me, for, being a part of my journey.
So you're one of my clients. Because you're one of my clients, I'm going to give you a discount for
An
that.
incentive,
Otherwise,
yeah.
if it's so and so pool from another pool guy and they need something, then you charge full price for that, right?
Correct. And another thing I do is say gas isn't free. And I'm in an area where some of my pools are 45 minutes away, but there's a cluster of them in those 45 minutes away. That first drive, that initial drive, it takes me a minute to get there. So if it's a customer that only calls when they need something, they know the service call fee. And I'll tell them, look, this is what I charge to come out. If I can fix it on the spot, you don't pay anymore. If it's something simple and I got it on my truck and it's a spare part, because I keep spare parts on my truck that, we part out from other stuff, I'll fix it. We'll be done with it. As long as it's within a certain ballpark. Like, I'm not replacing the whole back end of your motor.
Right. Pump baskets, skimmer baskets, stuff like that. I get you.
Because the way I look at it is, I've got such a markup on my pool maintenance side of it that some pools don't, every pool's different. So some pools I dump more than I want to in it because that pool needs it. Some pools it just maintains. It's your numbers every single week. So I look at it like that. It's a give and take situation. Do I want to lose a client over a $10 skimmer basket or a $5 pressure gauge? Or do I just put it on there and show them that, hey, I replaced it?
So then you're not charging a service call to change stuff like that. Of you driving over there to change a basket, or does your employees do it?
The employees will. So my son, they can change out certain things: pump basket, skimmer basket, pressure gauges, cartridges in a filter. But we've got a lot of sand filters around here. Cartridges in a filter, they can do.
And that's not charged to the client, only the parts.
Only the parts on weekly clients. So that's
on
the
weekly
incentive.
clients.
If we can do it during a weekly visit and it's not like a 30-minute job, if it's an in and out thing, listen, it's on the truck, pay for the part, we're done with it. For clients that call and say, hey, Kim, I got a Jandy JXI 400 natural gas heater. It's not heating up. I don't hear it doing anything. And the first thing I ask them, is it under warranty? No, it's about 5 years old. I was like, okay, here's my service call. I go out there. If I find a problem and we need a part, what I do for them is I'll say, okay, you know what? It wasn't a bogus call. I'm actually going to make something here and actually fix something. So I go out and say, okay, after all this troubleshooting, it's your igniter. And I'll show them, the igniter. It's charred, it's burnt off. The igniter switch is bad. And I'll say, well, you know what? I'll send you a quote for it because it's out of warranty. And what I'll do is I'll take that service call that I charged you to come out here off of it, since you've already paid it.
So you'll include it?
I will include it. Sometimes it hurts us, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, we win some, we lose some. I think that's the name of the game. We're not always going to win every single day. There's times that I have underestimated certain jobs that I've been to. I think we all have, if we've been in the industry, that we thought, okay, this heater, I'm going to be in and out in 4 hours. And then you realize it's 9 hours. You're hungry. Your wife or husband's calling you about dinner, and you're still trying to figure out something on this heater.
Right.
So I've learned throughout the years, if you're making the same mistakes repeatedly and you continue doing the same thing, it is a mistake. If you're making a mistake, but you're learning from it, it's a lesson.
It's a lesson.
It is a lesson. So I've learned a lot of lessons over the years on how to do this and how to do that without my clients feeling like my hands in their pockets all the time. Because I don't want that. I don't want to be known as that company that every month there's a new charge on my invoice, some bogus charge. She didn't tell me about it. She never communicated. And a lot of pool companies, and I'm not knocking them, to each their own. If it works for you, it works for you. But in their contracts, I don't do contracts. I do agreements. I don't want my client to feel like they're held captive or hostage for 12 months, vice versa. If I have a client that's disrespectful, which I have, and out of line to me,
they're out of here.
Bye. And I'm even nice enough to give you 2 weeks to find another pool company. But if you push it to that level, it's, you know what? And I'll even take it to the next level just to prove how good of a person I am. If it's the middle of the month and we pre,
you're like, I'll finish the month.
I'll finish.
You're like, I'll finish it.
I'll finish a month, or I'll tell you what, I'm going to refund you for your visits that we're not going to be here for. But I'm always trying to be the bigger person. I don't have to get the last word. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. But at the end of the day, I like going to bed knowing that I did everything I could do.
All right. So based on the way you're running your business, how's your retention? I'm curious about that.
That's funny. So my clients, I jive with. I mean, I rock with them. I have been fired 2 times in 3 years. And that's because I would not give them a discount on a service. Okay, so I have a big thing here, especially this time of year. If you let me know about an algae bloom before I get there, because sometimes that week, we got a week in between these visits. We got rain, bather use. We don't know what goes on. We're assuming. And we're forecasting it to work till next week. So my big thing with my clients is let me know there's algae in the pool before I get there. Give me a heads up. This one client, every time we would go out there, it was green, green, green. I was like, what are we doing wrong? I'm looking through the reports. I'm seeing what we're adding. I'm seeing the before and after pictures. And then it clicked. And I'm like, the salt level's dropping every single week. We're adding a bag, but instead of going up, we're going down the next week. We're not getting any rain. So I asked the client, I was like, are you adding water to the pool pretty frequently? I hadn't added water to the pool in a month. So that's weird. It's 100 degrees outside and we've been in a drought for 4 weeks. You have to be adding some water to the pool. Nope, haven't added any water to the pool.
No autofill?
No autofill. So I was like, okay. I was like, well, maybe it's my salinity meter. So I have calibration solution on my truck and a backup meter. So I check my meters. They're both calibrated. And I go from one end of the pool to the shallow end, then to the deep end. And I'm getting the same number. I said, okay, it's not right. So I was like, okay, I told her, I said, let me just continue to watch it, keep me posted. But there's algae every week. And I'm asking her, are you running your pump? Oh, yeah, I'm running my pump. Well, she's got an Aqualink where I can't log into it. So I can't see her hours because on Aqualink, we don't see like Pantera does or Hayward, the schedule or any of that stuff. It's within the app.
Wait. I was going to say on the app, you could see it.
Yep. So
I was like, why don't you add it to your Aqualink app?
She won't let me.
To yours. No,
I thought about it. Well, see, I thought about it.
Don't get her login info. All you need is just provide me your network ID and your password, and you have the numbers there. Boop, 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 put it in there.
Thing. So people get funny here. It's old Southern people about giving out their information, swiping a debit card. Everybody's out to get them. It's like 10 hacks country out here.
Gotcha.
But they don't want to give you their network or their password because they feel like you're going to hack them. And I'm like, no, I just need.
First of all, I don't even know how to do. I don't even know how to hack. First of all,
I was like, I'm out here cleaning pools. What the hell am I doing?
What makes you think I know how to hack?
Yeah. So, but come to find out, weeks later, and I'm like, we're adding a bag, we're losing, we're adding a bag. So her husband comes outside.
I would have been like, hey, let me see your log in. You log in. Let me see your schedule.
Yeah.
Just
She
log
was
in.
like, I don't
want
know
to
how
see
to
it.
do that. My husband does that. I was like, so finally he came outside, and I was like, hey, I've been talking to your wife because she comes out every time. How much water are y'all adding to the pool? He said, can we add water to the pool every other day?
Oh,
Bingo.
there it is.
And she looked at me. She was like, I didn't know that. I said, I knew it from the salt level. You don't understand. Salt doesn't evaporate.
Right.
It doesn't. That's the one reason why. And she was like, I said, by chance, the whole green thing, because we're still shocking the pool around here. There's a difference between sanitizing and oxidizing.
So do they have a leak?
They did have a leak. So after I pushed about the leak, the pool was still under warranty. We got her leak detection paid for by the builder. So I sent an email out to her builder with the chemical report, because Skimmer provides it for us, on how much stuff was added. Gave him my professional thoughts and explained to him how I came to that conclusion based on chemistry alone. And I was like, I feel that it's only fit that at least you take care of this in good faith to the client.
Right.
So we went out and we did the leak detection, and Jeremy found behind the return on, it was a fiberglass pool, which are super hard to do leak detections on because of the shell and everything. But he found the leak behind the return on the shallow end steps, like the step return. So we gave her a full report, because we use Leaktronics, gave her a full report, and I also CC'd her builder in that report so he could see it as well, the video footage and everything. And I told her, I said, we can fix it, but in all honesty, to the builder, give him the opportunity to make things right before you just go sending him our bill. So after we got that leak fixed, she fired me.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she got a scum line where she was on well water. It's hard water. She got a scum line, which ultimately she took care of the pool a year before we did. So the water line on this fiberglass pool was very agitated, almost like it was corrosive, aggressive water at one time. So the fiberglass wasn't slick or smooth to the touch. It had a very rough texture right there at the water line. So she was a big swimmer, sunscreen, tanning lotion, all this. And ultimately where that return was blowing, right there at it, it was hitting that spot. So I told her, I said, it's simple. We can wipe it off. It's not a big deal. You can wipe it off while you're in the pool. It's not harmful. And we can move the return. That's all we have to do. Well, I don't want the return moved. I like the water moving on top. I said, well, you have a saltwater pool. Your pH is already high.
That's going to kill your pH.
Then we're going to add that that oxygen to the water. I'm not doing that. It needs to be turned down. So she turned it up, and then the pool went green one more time because she was only running her pump 4 hours a day in the middle of summer.
Wow.
So I explained to her nicely, like, look, I've stuck my neck out there for you. It's really not my job to contact the builder and get in the middle of that. But you had a lot of health issues going on. You were having a hard time with your builder. We kept it professional and to the point, because I don't want anybody stepping on my toes. But if you come to me respectfully, I can respect that.
Right.
And I said, I don't know what else to do for you. And she fired us. But believe it or not, last month she rehired me.
Oh man, that's kind of, I'm puzzled, because you literally went above and beyond for her to find the solution, dealt with the builder as well, told her what she needs to do, everything, gave her instructions. And because of a scum line, she let you go.
Scum line. But she tried to say it wasn't the scum line. She said it's because I was adding a credit card processing fee. We use Skimmer. We're charged for those cards.
Right, not them.
And oops, did I disconnect?
No, you're good. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hit a button on here. But I did eat the cost of it, because I was like, it's $5 here, it's $6 here, it's not a big deal, until we got to like big big repairs like pumps and thousands of dollars worth of stuff. I'm like, okay, we got to do something. You can cut a check, pay cash, or I could run your card at 3.5% or whatever it may be. She said that's what ultimately killed it for her, was our card processing fee. But she called me last month. She hired another company. My dog. Let me get him out of here. Go. She hired another company and they left her high and dry. They was not responsive. They didn't have much of a routine. They come out, they may brush, they may not, they may vacuum, they may not. They may show up on Tuesdays, they may show up on Thursdays. It was just all over the board. So she messaged me back, she emailed me back, matter of fact, and I thought it was hilarious because, let me see if I can find it. Her subject line, I don't want to show her whole name, hold on. Her subject line, let me see if I can show it. It says, "Can you come back?" So she fired me and she rehired me.
So when you took her back as a client, same price, or did you give her a little bump up?
Same price, and told her that regardless of it, card processing fee still stood. Let me text my husband to come get these dogs.
Damn.
Yeah, I got dogs everywhere. But I told her, I said, the card processing fee, I know that's where we ultimately bumped heads on.
But she picked that though, right? She said, "Oh, just run the card."
Well, and here's another thing. If you're on auto pay, I won't charge that card processing fee. Just because we know we're getting payment, we're not chasing payments.
Right.
But if I have to go after that payment every month and send reminders, and it'd be 2 weeks, and
I love the auto pay.
man,
I love that. I love
I
it.
hadn't done the auto invoice generating yet. That's my next one. But I'm so scared to let Skimmer do its job because I'm a control freak. But
Is Pete even getting to talk, Kenny?
yeah, he's talking. I'm talking loud because I can't hear because these headphones. I can hear him.
Have him come over and say hi. I want to see him. Have him come over and say hi.
I can't hear him.
You can hear him. Hold on.
Give him the headphones.
Hold on.
What's his name?
You got it.
What's up, boss?
What's up, man?
Ain't nothing much, man. Just right here. Just listening to your wife talk, bro.
I know.
Nah, she's awesome, bro. She's awesome. She's sharing the story of how you guys got started and her relationship with the clients and all of that. She was just telling us how she told you to quit your job, dog.
Yeah, didn't give me no choice, man.
She was like, you gotta quit. You gotta quit because I need you over here.
Yeah, here I am.
Hey, but big ups to you because, I mean, you stepped up, bro. And now you're right here helping her out and everything, man, running the business. That's awesome.
I won't never go back to corporate America.
Shh, tell me about it, bro. Tell me about it. What do you love about pools?
Just doing what I want to do.
Right?
He's over here telling me, don't say no bad words.
Nah, you good. Nah, that's crazy, bro. Like your guys' story. That's what I like. I like talking to her because it's like she's sharing everything that's going on. Right now we're talking about the clients. How one of them quit on her and then just rehired her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, man, nice talking to you. Nice seeing you.
Yes, sir. Take it
Yeah,
easy,
man.
buddy.
You too, bro.
Headphone wipes like crazy, look.
Yeah, he's like, Kim, you're shouting. I was like, I can't hear myself. He texted me.
He's
like,
awesome.
Can you lower your voice?
He's awesome. Are you speaking loud because your headphones you can't hear me or can't hear you?
I can't hear me. I'm a loud talker anyways.
Gotcha. Okay. But anyways, let's talk about the industry real quick. What do you think the pool industry is missing right now?
What it's missing. That's something I've never thought about. Dang, Pete, you stumped me on this one. What is it missing?
I mean, we got Skimmer. We got all the new vacuums that are out. Now they're going with wireless ones. In regards to cleaning pools or chemistry or in the pool, anything pool related, what would you think? What would you say? You know what? The industry should jump in on this.
Man, AI robots to do it for us.
Yo,
Just kidding.
yo, no, dude, I saw the ad or whatever, the Elon, when he was doing the new Tesla and the Tesla robots, and they're going to be able to do stuff. I looked at my wife and they said, oh, they're going to cost like 20-30 grand or something like that. I looked at my wife. I was like, we're buying one. We're buying one for sure. For sure.
Here's the thing. That's less than the salary of a pool guy. I mean, and if
Yo!
the only thing we work, is it waterproof? That's the only question I have.
That's the only thing we would have to worry about it, because if that thing falls into the pool. But imagine that we're getting to a space where even AI is doing a lot of the work for us, and we need to understand that it's there to help us. Yeah, we got that Terminator mindset, oh shoot, they're gonna take over the world, all that. I get it, but it's really there to help us out and just utilize these tools. Like, for example, my wife makes so much fun of me because I use ChatGPT for everything.
Yes.
I'm like, I love ChatGPT, man. I asked ChatGPT, hey, I want to put on a promotion for my clients this month. It generates it for me. I'm like,
Copy
done.
paste.
Copy
Oh,
paste.
I'm the
Hey,
same way.
send this email to the clients, because I'm like you. I have no filter, but at the same time, my lingo, my language is a little, so I just put it on ChatGPT. Hey, I need to inform my clients this, and it'll professional, make it sound all nice and crispy.
Oh yeah, like I need you to tell my client this minus being spicy and sassy. And
yeah,
how do I
exactly.
properly tell somebody just to off?
Yeah, exactly. How do I professionally say this? Because
Well, we're in an industry where it's almost like construction workers. If you've my husband worked in construction. He worked in, buildings with other guys, and there's no filters in there. So when he came into this and you're dealing with a client, you're not dealing with a superintendent or, project manager where you can say whatever you want. And it's just a bunch of guys. And he was in a very male dominant field. There are no females in that. And I asked him that. I was like, in your industry that you was in, did you ever have a female that did it? He said, Kim, the 21 years I did that, no, there was never a female. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's what he said. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's ever done what I did. So when he came into this industry, we are Southern, so it's yes ma'am, no ma'am. There's a lot of respect in Southern hospitality. But coming from corporate America, where you can say whatever you want and they don't even know your name. There's that big guy on the job site. There's a bunch of big guys on the job site that are cocky. But here, he toned it down a bit because he knew that ego and that mouth ultimately decides whether we eat or not this month. Right. So you do have to swallow your pride. And I am the type that if a customer's wrong, they're wrong. If they're right, they're right. I don't have a problem with that. And I think that's another thing that the industry needs. It needs more transparency. I think the industry itself, and this is something I really preach about in my TikTok lives, because there's a lot of other pool companies or pool industry workers that come in there working together, being instead of looking at somebody as, an enemy or competition. Hey, that's a good friend right there. That guy right there, that's something I don't specialize in. If I can message him and get him, I know he's good at what he does to take care of my client, then it's a win-win for both of us. We're both winning. And that's how I do a lot of, I deal with other pool companies in my area that have the same morals and the same mindset that I have. Am I right all the time? No, not at all. I'll be the first woman to admit that probably ever on your podcast. I am not always right. But I go to SCP. That's my jam. That's where I go. Everybody knows me there. And SCP is one of those places, or pool builders, where you walk in, and I don't know how it is for you, but most of the time you don't talk to the other companies there. It's like, man, this fool over here, and I heard about that company. No, I
Nah, we're not
walk
like
up to
that.
you. Oh, well, they are here.
Well, personally, me, nah, man. I walk in, I'm like, I say hi to, but that's how I am, man. I say hi to everybody. I go to a grocery store and I'm talking to the cashier. I'm like, I talk to everybody. So it's like I grew up, like you said, like that Southern hospitality is like you say good morning, hello to everybody you see. So,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. But I think the industry needs more of that, instead of cutting each other at the knees. The guys in Florida and the women in Florida, I don't know how they do it. You've got, how do you make a living off of $85 a month per pool? I'll never understand it. But for them to get clients is what they have to do. It's so cutthroat down there. I've been to the Florida pool show, Everything Under the Sun. That's usually the one I go to because it's closest. But
Hopefully,
man,
one of these days, you guys will take a flight out here, come to the Western Pool and Spa Show.
well, I was out there at Vegas at the Pool Nation Awards 2 years ago. I was
Yeah,
nominated 30 under 40 Female of the Year. Did I get it?
nice.
No. But it was awesome to be in a group of people like that and see the dynamic there. The guys that run Pool Nation are great, Edgar and all them, and
And
they,
John and
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I
Zach.
would love to go to one of their boot camps. The only thing is their boot camp's Hayward, and I'm not a Hayward person, so I'm like, what? Well, I don't fit in with you guys, the cool Hayward guys.
No, they're
Um,
bringing a lot of positivity when it comes down to the industry. I learned a lot from Pool Nation. I listened to their podcasts. I watch them on the TikTok and on the Instagram every Wednesday. You know, they're good guys, and they have the same kind of mentality that we do, which is we family. We here to help each other out. You know, it's not about bad talking each other. You know, things are said, whatever, but you know, at the end of it, we're here to help each other out. You
we
know,
are. And this is an industry that I will say it's one of the very few industries that I know that it's like this. You could ask 4 different pool people in the industry. Not, it doesn't matter if you're female, male, what you are. 4 different people, the same question, and get 5 different answers, because everybody's got a different way of doing it. And I think
and then doesn't mean it's wrong.
no,
Just
absolutely
because
not.
they do it their way doesn't, and that's the thing that I have run across in my journey is like, you'll get, oh, you're doing that wrong. Oh, you're doing that wrong. I'm like, no, just because I'm not doing it your way doesn't mean it's wrong. You know, it's like, how do you say there's many ways of skinning a cat?
Exactly. And the country way of saying it, it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. We got
There
the
you go.
same out. But I'm a silent watcher in a lot of the Facebook groups. There's a lot of Facebook groups for pool professionals.
Man,
Name
it's
them out.
brutal in there, bro.
There's one, and you probably know which one I'm talking
It's
about.
brutal. It's like,
You
come on.
don't want to post your work because you
No.
know you're going to be belittled. Even though you know you did it right, it works. Ultimately, it works. That's the end goal. Is it always going to be pretty? No, we're not. You know, I'm not a plumber by trade. I'm not. It's
Oh,
part
me
of the
neither.
job.
Yeah.
I was nailed to the cross. I posted in there one time when I first started this business because I was like, there's no women posting in here. I felt like macho badass. And I was
You're
like,
like, never mind.
yeah, I was like, I'm going to post my pumping picture. The front, like blue glue. I used to be a blue glue fan. It works.
I changed so quick on primer. Man, my primer went from blue to clear so fast.
And then I'm like, did I glue that up? Like, so I started making like little marks on my plumbing whenever I glued it. And they went in there, was like, if you're a true pool professional, why are you using blue glue? And I was like, they sell it at the pool store. Like, it says Pool Fast. Like, what are you talking about? Pool Fast $746. Like, what is the problem? It's expensive. I didn't buy it from Home Depot. And they were like, no, it just looks crappy. I was like, but did you see my glue joints though?
Yo, but did the water move?
So,
Did you see
man.
the circulation though? Damn.
And I was like, I use sweeps. But you want to sit here and talk about my glue joints? And I was like, you know what?
Right.
I was done posting. Matter of fact,
Yeah.
Pool Boy in the house, he came in my live the other day, and I was telling him, I was like, I'm a silent watcher in your group. Y'all are brutal. Like, y'all are harsh. Like, I would never. Like, if you want confidence to come down, like, post in that group.
If you can't have a big head going into that group, because they will chop you down so quick, for sure.
Yeah. So I just watch the drama, and I sit there and I vicariously live through it. And I'm like, y'all are doing the most. Like, do y'all work? Y'all are on this group all day. And I asked Pool Boy, and I was like, do y'all really work? Between Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube? Like, my God, what are you doing?
Man, they only got 3 pools. That's why they got all that time.
But like, I sit there and tell them, I was like, is their work good? Yes, it is, hands down. I'm not a commercial person. Working on that 3-inch pipe and those flows and the switches, like, that's foreign to me. And I'll be the first one to tell you, it's foreign. I would be so out of my comfort zone. Would I put myself in that position one day? Probably, just to see what it's like. But like I tell them, I talk to so many people, and you talk to commercial people and you talk to residential, and we all have pros and cons to it. The pros for us is it's our way. And I mean, that's what it is. We don't have to log it for DHEC. We don't have to do this. We just have to deal with the client. For them, It was like, we don't have to deal with the client. They signed a contract that said if the pump goes down, we replace it. We don't have to ask questions and wait for a quote to come through, which is a downfall we don't know nothing about that. Sometimes I wait 2 weeks on a quote to get, approved after I told them, hey, pool's going to go green. We can only do so much. But the industry just needs to get it together, put their big girl panties or big boy underwear on, and let's work together and be that family that we're supposed to be and have each other's backs versus beating each other down. We get enough of that as it is being pool boys and girls.
Right.
But it's a real job. It started out as I'm not even going to say a passion. I stumbled into it, honestly.
Okay.
And I took it and ran with it. And
so what kind of advice would you give somebody, especially a woman thinking about starting in the pool industry?
Just do it. I mean, I'm
just
like
jump.
Nike. Just do it.
Boom.
Like the guy off of Meet the Millers, no regards. Like,
no regards.
No regards.
Yeah.
You got to do it. Here's the thing. If you fail, you fail at the end of the day. You can always go back to working for somebody else because you know what you do. If you're as good as you know you are, and if you believe in yourself, what do you got to lose? Is it easier to do with a second income? Yes, to start that business. Unless you got some money stashed, because for everybody out there listening, they ain't giving us pool guys and girls business loans. I promise you. They are not giving out business loans for us cleaning pools. But yeah, just do it. And I wish I've heard it so many times. Kim, just take the leap. And I'm like, I can't. I played it real safe for a long time because I had no choice to. Being a young mom, $10 back in the day, that fed my kids. And I might eat, I might not. But I learned how to trust in me, trust in myself. And like I said, all those things, and I know it sounds cliche, a bad day doesn't equal a bad life.
But these are all tools. All these sayings are tools because, like we said on the last podcast, your mind, yourself, that's your biggest enemy. So these quotes, these sayings are things that you're telling yourself so that you could overcome that, because you're gonna lie to yourself. Oh, I can't do that. I can't handle that. So you have to tell yourself those things to push forward.
Oh, absolutely. And you see it more in the younger generation. And that's the scary part, because being 37, am I old? No. Am I an 18-year-old that's got a good back and good knees and good hips that can lug,
Hold on. Let me do the Kevin Hart. Say that once again. How old are you?
Me, 37.
Damn.
But listen, my doctor did great. I know we're we went to the grocery store yesterday. This is so off subject. I went with my sister, And
Yeah,
that
yeah,
woman,
yeah.
I was paying for everything. And my sister is 19 months younger than me. Does that mean I'm the older sister? Yes, by in my mind, years. And she was like, she looked at my sister. She said, "So you're the oldest?" And I was like all them needles in that face, and that woman juicing me up all the time. Man, you can't tell me nothing with your old ass. Put the milk in the bag. But I did. I left there. That woman had me feeling like I was walking
Oh
on air.
man.
But that's the thing. You could bring so much positivity to the world. And like I say it all the time. And it kind of leads back to what you say. You put yourself in a negative situation and you surround yourself with negative people. What do you expect? Negativity.
Right.
You lay down with dogs, you get fleas. It's just the name of the game.
Mm.
Surround yourself with people that want to be successful, whether it's financially, whether it's physically, whether it's I want to be successful emotionally. I want to be that person that feels like, do I feel like I'm in a place, and this is the industry where somebody's going to remember my name for keeping the pH at a 7.6 at all times? No, I'm not making a difference like that. But being a person that can bring a little bit of joy to a bad day. I've got clients, one in particular, she stays heavy on my heart. I text her at least once a week. She's battling cancer.
Mm.
Her third go around with cancer. And I look at her, and every time I talk to her, whether it's on, she's like family now. Every time we talk to her, it doesn't matter if she just left a chemo treatment or just did a PET scan and got more bad news. She is the most optimistic person I've ever met. This woman is like, she is the epitome of what you want to be when you grow up. And I look at that sometimes when I get in my own head. I'm like, dang, you bit off more than you could chew. You did too much today. You double booked yourself for this time. And I'm like, is that the worst that could happen today? Is that the worst thing that could happen to me? So that's like I say, a bad day doesn't equal a bad life. I tell my kids that. My kids hear it more than anything in the world. And I don't think I just say it for them. I say it for me because I need to hear it, but I don't have somebody barking it at me all the time. I get in my car, my truck, and I turn that TikTok on, and I'm talking to you just like we are now. But it's a one-way FaceTime call. You're not
Right.
talking back. And we say a lot of stuff in podcasts or on videos. Not so much for the viewers. It is for the viewers, but I think it's to look back and listen to it for yourself. I played my videos back. Most of my views are from me on mine because I play it back.
It says number one fan, and it's you.
It's me. And you know what? It took, and like I told a lot of people, it took 37 years for me to like myself, for me to love the woman I am. You're not fixing to mess that up. What you pay me a month is not my value. So we can get on the same page, or you can find a different book to get it, but it's not me. But yeah, and like I said, and that was another thing we were talking about earlier, pricing and all offset. Everything in every region is so different, from the methods that we use, the equipment that we have, the environment, whether it's pollen. Here in the South, we get pollen, and I'm talking about it's yellow, like it coats everything, and it stays
It's like a carpet on top of the pool, man, for sure.
It's tough. And we have to deal with that. So we do our pool openings for those that close them like in February. And a lot of people in other places are like, that's overkill. No, it's not, because I would rather that pollen filter through and me get a jump start on it versus opening up a pool in May and then having to battle everything up under it, plus the algae that somehow
they got that's where they get tons and tons of their green to clean videos from, are all those opening of the pools, man. Because man,
I'd rather have a year-round client, and if I can keep them year-round by giving them an incentive or a percentage off or free diagnostic calls to come out there, then that's what I'm going to do, because ultimately those year-round clients pay our bills. Those seasonal clients that come on and off the route for 5 here, at least, it does get cold. Does it get brutally cold? No. We might see the teens once a year. The coldest it gets is probably down in the mid-30s. Nothing gets to the point where it does like up north where you got to blow lines out, antifreeze, drain. It's not like that. So.
Yeah, no, out here is year long too. All year.
So about 75% of my pools stay on year round. 25% close down. So that 25% is a hit. It's a hit financially to my bills. It's a hit to my health, my sister, my son. It hurts. So if what we're trying to do and evolve into is more of a year-round thing. So I got to the point, I did 20 green to cleans this season. And I'm the only one that does green to cleans. The only one. So I did 20 of them.
I like green and cleans. I like them.
I love them.
Yeah, because when you're going to like regular service from one pool, jumping from one pool to the next, it kind of gets stagnant. It gets, routine, ritual, whatever you want to call it. But a green to clean is like a project, man. You're there. You're like, oh,
Pete, don't lie.
Watch me turn this pool.
A green to clean is like a side chick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A side chick.
Yeah.
It's not the normal entree.
Oh. Oh.
Your wife is going to be so mad if she listens to this.
No, I'm talking about pools. I'm talking about pools. Babe, if you're listening to this, babe, I'm talking about pools.
But I mean, no, it is so satisfying knowing, because we hear it all the time. Just drain it and refill it. But watch what I could do with some chemicals. Like, just watch.
Watch me work.
Yeah, watch me work.
Hold my beer.
Like I tell, hold my beer. But yeah, it's not magic. And I tell a lot of clients that what we do is not magic. It's not magical. It's knowing what to do with what we have and knowing how it all works. It would be like going into accounting. I don't know nothing about numbers. I got a CPA. I hope he knows about numbers, because if not, the IRS is going to beat me down.
Because then both of us are screwed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're all in different fields, and we just got to take it. And, some clients, they underestimate pools. Pools are fun till they're not. And maintenance is real. When you buy a brand new car, you don't stop changing the oil at 5,000 miles. You just don't. If you get the oil changed, you have to get the filter changed. You just don't say, don't worry about that filter this go round. We'll get it next round. Same thing with pools. If you're going to clean your filter, you need to clean your filter at least here every 6 months. Sometimes, depending on the pool and the situation, maybe 3 times a year.
Well, that's the thing. That's you bring up a really good question. You clean the filters every 6 months. Mm-hmm. Do you go based off of the pressure gauge, or are you just every 6 months?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Pressure gauge, yes. But even if that pressure gauge is still sitting within reason, after 6 months, I'm still busting it down and I'm cleaning it. So we got all of our clients on the same schedule. So everybody's filter gets cleaned in April and October. Now I do watch the pressure gauge. I've got a handful of pools that have like a lot of crepe myrtles, cedar trees, stuff like that. Dogs that swim in the pool, that I do watch that pressure gauge. And sometimes those filters I have to break down every 3 months.
Yep.
So it's on a as needed basis. But yeah, I don't care if you only went up 2 PSI after 6 months. Your filter's still getting clean because it's nasty. You nasty.
Yep. You nasty.
You nasty.
Oh man. So what's something, we're going to finish off with these 3 last questions. What's something you want people to know about you that they might not see on social media?
At the end of the day, I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am an aunt. I'm a funny girl. I've got a big heart. I am more than my profession. My profession has kind of became my identity, though, to be honest with you. It's what I am. I got stopped in our town the other day. I don't realize a lot of people watch me locally, but they do. And I went to my daughter-in-law's job because she works at a jewelry store. And this woman walked up and she said, I saw you on TikTok. And I was like, no, wrong girl. Like, did I say something wrong? I'm like, no, that's not me. I got a twin. But and I don't have a lot of followers, but yeah, I mean,
I love it. I love and my wife will tell you I'm an attention whore, but
yes.
I love when people, hey Pete, what's up, Pete? Tip of the day, what's going, man, it warms my heart and it gives me a boost. I'm like, it's like a little hit, you know? I love it.
And
I
see,
love
your
feeling
tip
the
of the
love,
days,
and I love giving
yes,
the love right back.
your tip of the days are the best. And the reason
Oh,
I
thank
say
you.
this is I am a pool professional. Those tips, what people don't realize, they're not just for homeowners. That's for professionals too. Like, you've taught me some things I was like, dude, I would have never thought of that. Because you're in a
Yeah.
bubble all day long. You're staring at the same pools. You're in a fishbowl. You know, you're right here. And I'm like, dude, I would have never thought of that. And I told Jim, I was like, Pete's tip of the day was bomb. And he was like, Kim, just go to bed. And it's always at
Go to
bedtime.
bed already.
Just
You
go to
always
bed.
you always have these conversations right before I go to bed. Right before you go to bed.
Oh, yeah. And it's the anxiety portion of it. My husband doesn't suffer with it. So he deals with me. He is very, very, very patient with it. I used to have full-blown panic attacks. Now it's more of a physical anxiety that overcomes me.
Yeah.
It's more of the tightness in my chest, my shoulders, my neck, the feeling of being unwell. I don't feel the fight or flight like I used to because I've been able to
Yeah.
manage it and realize, okay, Kim, it's your anxiety. You doing too much. Calm down.
Chill out.
Yep, just chill
Yeah.
out for a minute, take some deep breaths. But no, I mean, I used to have full-blown panic attacks. Even at pools when I started, I'd have to stop and like run to the truck, and I had my phone in my hand. I was like, do I call 911 or my husband first? Like, is this where I want to be when Jesus comes back at a pool? Um, but
You know what's crazy about that? It's like in the beginning when I started, because I've shared my story. I get panic attacks, anxiety, all that. I don't get panic attacks that much anymore. I'm taking medication for that every day. I take my little pill, keeps me from getting anxiety and all that crap or panic attacks. But when I do get panic attacks, I got another little pill that'll help you kind of calm down. You know what I'm talking about. But man, those anxiety attacks have made me feel older because I'm like, okay, I'm getting a heart attack. Like, I've never thought about me getting a heart attack until I started getting panic attacks. Cause it's like, damn, man, you feel it now. Any little pinch, any little feeling, you're like,
oh,
here it is. I'm going to go see Jesus right now. Here we go. Like,
it's the hand getting numb after you know that you've been turning
yes.
wrenches all day, and you're like,
To this week, my hand, I'm like, babe, my hand feels swollen, especially this finger. Isn't this the finger that goes all the way to your heart? And my wife's like, you need to chill out. Calm down.
I took it so far that it was my right side. My husband was like, your heart's on your left side. I said, but women get heart attacks on their right side. That's what
You're like, that's what I meant. I meant my left.
He's like, dumbass. But yeah, I mean, there used to be, and I'm glad the stigma's not there, and men are admitting, I'm not saying admitting like it's the wrong thing, but they're bringing forth the mental health awareness too. Men can cry, men can feel bad. Not everybody's Superman. I have my moments. Am I an emotional person? No. Am I a sympathetic person? No, I'm an empathetic. But old people and children, they get the best of me. They always do. But yeah.
Old people get the best of me.
Oh yeah.
Old people.
The
I got some
wrinklier, the
customers
better.
that I'm like, I can't raise the price on her, man. She's been with me forever. It's just her by herself. She's 83 years old. Her pool's like always clean. Like, nobody uses it. It's just like a big fountain, It's like, how am I can't, And some of these
so
people live just paycheck to paycheck on Social Security, It's hard for them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And and there's no telling how long that's gonna last. And I get it, because our biggest goal, and this is something I talk about with a lot of people, when they was like, what was your biggest goal in this business? What do you want to accomplish? To accomplish is, I don't have a relationship with my mother or my biological father. My stepdad passed away. He was my dad. But I have a huge, strong bond with my in-laws. Like I told you earlier, I had a dinner date with my parents. I chill with my mother-in-law and father-in-law. I went over there today and had pressure washed. They're in their 70s. Helped them in the carport while my husband was gone. Because when I was going through my anxiety, I slept on their couch. My mother-in-law took me back and forth to the hospital. She held my hand. My father-in-law said, Kim, you're going to be okay. I promise you're going to be okay. So they mean the world to me. So the biggest thing that we wanted to do was, they are already retired, but was to pay their house off. But they won't let us. So the big thing that we're doing now is we are moving, and they're moving with us. So you take care of your people.
You take care of your people.
Yeah, his mom and dad, it get me every time. That's probably one of the few things that make me emotional, is that I am the daughter. They've got another daughter, but my in-laws, all of them, aunts, uncles, all of them, they're great people. And
yeah, when it comes down to family, I've been married 22 years, and when I got married, and I still remember, because my mother-in-law, when they in the wedding reception, they'll give little speeches or whatever, and my mother-in-law said, dude, and it hits me, and it just something I remember. She said, I didn't lose a daughter, I gained a son. And that to me was like, we family now. Like you, her dad, her mom, her brothers. I call her brothers. They're my brothers. We family. We ride or die now. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
you
feel
do
that.
it for your family. And that's the one big thing. When I win, my family wins. Like, for instance, I call it a company vacation, but it's a family vacation because we're family. But I let all my clients know, and I'll remind them again next Sunday, August 1st through the 4th, we're going to Florida. I'm taking the family to Disney World. We've been several times, but my brother-in-law and his daughter, my niece, and his niece have never been to Disney World. So I was like, out of all the places we could go.
Hey, I never been to Disney World.
You wanna meet us down there? You've been to Disneyland though, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been. My wife's a big. Oh, on the East Coast, on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was born in Texas.
On the East Coast.
Well, I was born in Texas. I was there only, but I was only there till I was 4. So I was raised here in Cali.
Same.
Every year we would drive out there to visit family and then go to Mexico. Every year we do that little drive. But I was raised out here. But yeah.
See, that's me. I was born, you couldn't tell by this cornbread accent, I was born in Baltimore, Maryland, but I moved to South Carolina when I was 4. So this is home.
Yeah.
So my husband, he's like, you Yankee, but honestly, I probably I've got more of a Southern, and let's be honest, Maryland is on the southern part of the Mason-Dixon line, but they don't, education's not real good here.
that education for sure. So, hey, where can people find you online? Follow your trends, follow you. Give them all your info.
TikTok, Tried and True Pool Company. I don't really mess with Instagram. I should. I started a YouTube.
You're on Instagram though, right?
Am I?
Are you?
I might be. I think my Facebook made it Instagram.
Listen, the first conversation we had, you and me, you said, I watch your tip of the days on Instagram. I remember you saying Instagram.
Oh, I've got a personal Instagram.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Not the business one.
See, because I got to keep it separate because people can't really
my Facebook, I don't follow pool guys. It's just family. And I got pool guys or people that friend request me and I'm like, sorry, this Instagram. I got you on Instagram, but here, this one's for family.
I've got 2 of everything. I've got personal Facebook, personal TikTok, personal Instagram. For business, I've got a Facebook page, Tried and True Pool Company, LLC. I'm pretty active on there. But you got to keep it separate because, like, on my personal page, like, I don't need my customers seeing me throw Jesse Murphy's song out there, Blue Strips. I got that on my personal. I would never put that on my company page.
So your username is Tried and True Pool Company.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you're on the TikTok as well.
Yep, on the
That's
TikTok.
how they could find you.
Yep.
Any shout outs to anybody out there before we leave the pool Foo community?
Man, just everybody in the industry that is making a difference or that I've connected with. Sarah the Pool Girl. I don't know if you've met her on TikTok. She's awesome.
She's awesome.
Andrea, I've not taught with her, but I watch her TikTok. She is, dude.
She's
she is just
feisty.
cut and dry. She's spicy.
I love her. She's spicy.
Rudy, she is spicy, and I love it. I was trying to meet her in Florida at the Revved Up.
She
Apparel.
go at it with the comments. I see her. I'm like, oh, she about to go in. She about to go in.
Being unapologetically herself.
Yeah.
I was talking on one of mine. I replied to a homeowner about it, and I got like crucified. And I'm like,
really?
Yeah, I got off there. I was like, haters, just a bunch of haters. Like, listen, that bad comment is not. Whose day did you really ruin here? But yeah, I mean, everybody.
This is the question that I've been asking everybody that I interview. This can be pool related or not pool related, but what piece of advice do you want to give to the listener? Anything, on literally anything, but what piece of advice?
Live your truth. Stay true to yourself. Don't veer off your path, not the path that somebody else has put for you, your path. I truly believe that there is enough of whatever you want to do, whether it's hair, pools, plumbing, HVAC. There's enough work out there for all of us. There really is. Find you somebody that can mentor you, somebody that believes in you even more than you believe in yourself. Stick with them, rock with them. Don't let society dictate your life. We all have bad days. Clients have bad days. Employees have bad days. Don't quit. Just keep on giving it your all. You're gonna lose. Believe me, we are gonna lose. You're gonna be at the bottom. But what's the saying go? How's the saying go? When you're at the bottom, the only way you have to go is up. And sometimes
there's only one way to go.
And that's what anything in life, and I'm talking about anything, mental health. I am a huge advocate of it because I live it. Addiction. I don't live addiction. We have family members that are living addictive lifestyle. Rock bottom is where we need to be sometimes. You need that tough love. The world is, here's another thing I say. I tell my kids this all the time. Life is only as hard as you make it. With the exception of things that are in your control. We can't control our health sometimes on cancer or diseases or anything. Life is only as hard as you make it. If you wake up every day with a negative attitude, the world's crap, I'm never going to be able to do this, you're not. Point blank, period. Seal the envelope, ship it out. But we all have the same 20. Here's what a client told me one day, and it stuck with me, and I'll leave it at this. When people sit there and tell you it must be nice, do not feel like you owe them an explanation. Because at the end of the day, and this is what he told me, you don't owe anybody anything. We all get the same 24 hours a day. How you spend your 24 hours is your business. If they choose to spend their 24 hours in bed, that's on them. They have nobody to blame but themselves because dishes didn't get washed or supper didn't get cooked or whatever. If you're out there grinding 12 hours, spending 3 hours with your family, and then sleeping for the other 9, hey, do you. But we all have the same amount of time, the same ability, the same... We can all do it.
Opportunities.
The
same opportunities.
So don't be a hater in this world. Don't.
Don't hate. Appreciate.
Listen, I'm Southern. I am. You do not have to blow somebody else's candle out to make yours burn brighter. You don't.
Boom.
That was like mind blowing right there.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah. Here's another one. Here's another Southern saying. The hit dog always hollers. You get that?
What does that mean?
If you hit a dog, It's full holler. So the person whose butt hurts is always going to be the first one to mouth off and do all this. So the hit dog always hollers. Yeah. Grits stick. They're hot. They're good.
Kibbles and grits. Well, what are we talking about now?
Oh, I don't know. It's what is it? 9:23. It's about time for my pill, my magic pill.
Yeah. Listen, Kim, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I appreciate it. You dropped some gems here today, some real good Southern gems, and I appreciate your time and what you're doing for the pool community through TikTok and your videos. Appreciate you for sure.
Yeah, like I said, as long as you can watch all the way through, I'm a talker. I'm a rambler. It's who I am. It's my personality. But
your husband was like this.
You don't want, I'll deal with him when I get off here. But
did I just throw him under the bus?
Oh no, he stays under that. He stays under it. But no,
he'd be camping under the bus. What happened?
But I appreciate you. That was a shocker. I know we've spoke about it before, and I don't get notifications on TikTok because listen, I'm not trying to spend a Sunday where somebody's like, baking soda makes the pool sparkle, not bring up the alkalinity. Don't come at me sideways on a Sunday. So I turned my notifications off. So I got on there, and when I saw you message me, I was like, hell yeah. On a Sunday?
Hell yeah.
Let's start our week out on a Sunday.
That's right.
But I
appreciate you being on here, and thanks for everybody that stayed through this whole thing and listened to us. We appreciate you. We hope you learned something or you got some good information from our girl Kim here at Tried and True Pool Company.
I have one question for you, Pete. Does anybody ever ask you questions?
Go. I'm good.
Now listen, this is going to tell me how real you are.
Go.
Right? Who has been your favorite to date guest on your podcast? By far, most knowledgeable. I mean, seriously.
Well, that's kind of hard to say because, like, for example, I've had you, I've had J Money, which it's not about being knowledgeable. Yeah, I've had Don from Revved Up Apparel. It's not about being knowledgeable. It's more of like, I want to hear your story. Like, right. I want to hear how'd you got into it. Like, what pushed you to become a pool person? What motivates you? Like, I want to kind of like put the spotlight on whoever's here. So smartest or best, man, I love them all, man. I love all you guys. I love everybody that come on here.
Let me tell you,
hold on, just to take the time to sit here on your day off, not get paid, none of that, and just chop it up with your boy. To me, it's like, I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you. Like I said, you bring a lot to the pool industry that I don't think that you're aware of. The pool tips of the day, the realness, the vulnerability. Some of your videos are very, very vulnerable. Your podcast last week, it really did hit home. If y'all have not listened to that podcast, y'all need to listen to it. It's like going to church on a Sunday, right there in your room.
Yeah.
It hits different. It brings perspective. If you're in a dark place and you don't know how to get out, listen to it. Or if you're in a season of your life that you're unsure about something, listen to it, because the man spoke the truth in it. I give you that. I listened to it. I've been following along. That was probably one of my favorite podcasts in the past few weeks. That's one that I listened to twice. And I was
really,
like,
thank you.
I listened to it twice, and I was like, man. I said,
it's like you said, everything that I said was like, I'm speaking to myself. I'm like telling myself, like, you still matter. You're here for a reason, like, because it's like they say, we all wear masks, we all do. So mine just happens to have a smile on it, So you don't know what a lot of people don't know what I go through, my, the struggles with depression and stuff like that, and to me, it was kind of like, I've had a lot of conversation with pool guys, and I'm like, you know what? You have to be, and I can't say the word. You said it right now. Vulnerable. I can't say that. Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Not that one.
Just
yeah.
Just a softer side of you. That's what we'll say. I'm just being a softer side of me.
You have to open up,
Mm-hmm.
because people will see and realize that they're not going through it on their own. They're not the one like, oh shoot, it happens to Pete too. It happens to Kim too.
Mm-hmm.
Like they struggle with that too. Like, some people need to hear it. I need to hear it. So I appreciate you.
My
for
TikTok
sure.
is mainly for me. I am my own entertainment. My husband is not funny to me anymore. And not to mention, and I'll tell you, those videos like that, those inspirational videos, I love the funny ones, the tips of the day. And yes, while we have spouses and children and family member there that are our biggest fans, hearing it from a stranger, and I say stranger as somebody that we've never met. We've talked on TikTok, hilarious. This has been a great time. But as far as somebody I never met, hearing those words, and not directly towards me, I took it towards myself because I'm listening to it. It gets into your head. My husband could tell me I'm the most beautiful woman in the world day in and day out. But that 80-year-old man that I just cleaned his pool, that he's seen hundreds and thousands of women, when he tells me it, I know he ain't lying. I know he ain't lying. He ain't trying to get a discount.
Yo.
He's telling the truth.
Yo, he's speaking facts.
Yeah.
Because like my wife says, you have to say that. You have to say that.
Yes.
So I get it. So thanks a lot, everybody, for listening to the Pool Foo Podcast. We appreciate you. Go follow my girl Kim at Tried and True Pool Company on TikTok. Check her out. She's always going live. You'll appreciate what she's got to say. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one. Orale.
See you later, Pete.
Bye.
Pool Foo Podcast. Let's vibe. Game so deep. Let's ride. From the valley to the masses, we know. Let it flow. Let